Grand Rising. Let's stand for our first song.
We are all one spirit.
Spirit, we're not
you're on your feet, please turn to one another and offer the Namaste greeting. Namaste. Namaste to our musicians. Namaste to our tech team, Brian and Jesse in the back. Namaste to our love streamers. Hello, blessings. Namaste to everyone. And as you take your seat, please also take a moment to silence your cell phones or whatever devices you have that make noise. Grand Rising, beloveds. My name is Reverend Elizabeth Rowley Hogue, and I am the spiritual leader here, and it is my joy to welcome you to the Awakening Ways Center for Spiritual Living, where all that we ask is that you remain open to the possibility of changing your entire life by changing your mind. This service has been designed especially for you. Welcome home. We have been waiting for you. We have an affirmation for today, and I invite you to please repeat after me. I am fired up. I'm ready to go. I'm living the dream. And so it is. Woo! All right. And now our practitioner for the day, Susan Jones, is going to offer our reading and prayer. Thank you, Susan.
Good morning, beloveds. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. So every week we like to remind you, which you already know, that this spiritual community is fired up over the power of prayer, right? We are all about prayer, and there's a lot of ways that you can receive prayer at this spiritual community. So you can fill out a prayer request and put it in that box over there. There are prayer request forms in your program and over on the table. You can email us at info@awakeningways.org and put prayer request in the subject line, and I get those emails, so I send them on to the Soul Support Team. There's 12 ministers and practitioners on the Soul Support Team. Imagine that, having 12 people praying for you for the whole week. It's amazing. I'll be available at the back if you would like a quick 3-minute miracle. And then also you can meet with a practitioner or a minister and do a little deeper dive. All of our contact information is in the program if you want to reach out to us. Today, Gina DiGirolamo is holding the high watch for us. So she's right up in the front, and she's keeping us all held in prayer, which is wonderful. She's covering this whole place. So it's just lovely. All right, so I have a short reading here from The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, page 478. It's the big book, and we have one for sale in the back there. If you want to close your eyes and just listen to this, if you're comfortable. The essence of love, which is elusive, pervades everything, fires the heart, stimulates the emotions, renews the soul, and proclaims the spirit. Only love knows love, and love knows only love. Words cannot express its depths or meaning. A universal sense alone bears witness to the divine fact. God is love, and love is God. And in this knowing, we recognize that God is love, God is everything, God is all there is. And each one of us has been birthed into this form that we're in right now to realize our full potential, to live the life that the divine created for us by creating us. And so I know that every person here is open and available and learning and growing. And I'm so grateful for that. And I know that everything that happens here today, from Reverend Elizabeth's talk to the beautiful music to the fellowship after the service, everything it's a divine appointment. Spirit brought us here today to have this experience, and so I know that we embrace it. We love it, we enjoy it, and we share it. And so there's not another thing I need to say, but to just release this prayer with great gratitude. Let it be so, and so it is.
Woohoo! I'm going to say really quick, we have a saying in our choir when we want to rev it, when we want to bring up the energy. We say we're going to rev it up in honor of Reverend Elizabeth. So you guys rev it up. 2, 3, 4. Wait. You can clap your hands. Singing in congregation is about the celebration. Using imagination is a mental celebration. Celebrate gratefully, gratefully. Celebrate life, celebrate love. Every day, every way. Being alive is a cause for celebration. So celebrate. Celebration. Every new sensation is a physical celebration. Peaceful meditation is a silent celebration. Celebrate you and me, you and me. Celebrate life. Celebrate love every day, every way. Join us. Being alive is a cause for celebration. So celebrate. Celebration. Now check it out. Every situation, yeah, is a time for celebration. Even aggravation, it's a teaching celebration. Celebrate miracles, obstacles. Celebrate life, celebrate love. Every day, every way. Being alive is a cause for celebration. So celebrate. Celebration. Life's a celebration. So celebrate. Life's a celebration. So celebrate. Rev it up. Life's a celebration. So celebrate.
Woo! Awesome. Let's give them some more love. I was really missing Karen this morning. She always goes, ooh, ooh. I heard you did a little bit, though. Yeah. They're fired up, aren't they? Woohoo! Grand Rising, beloveds. Once again, my name is Reverend Elizabeth Rowley Hogue, for those of you that came in and are new here, and I'm the spiritual leader of this community. I use she, her gender pronouns, and the land upon which we gather today is the unceded territory of the Chumash and Salinan people. And I invite you to take a deep breath with me in this moment. And another one. And one more. And I invite you to consider in this moment something for which you are grateful for. And feel that appreciation wash over and through your entire body. I'm grateful for each of you. It's a great day to be alive. considering the alternative, yes? It is so good to be here today. I have missed you all, and so I was out last week, and Susan did the talk. How was Susan? Ooh, ooh. Of course. She's always awesome. Thank you, Susan. I'm so grateful for all of you. And now here we are. It's finally June. It's been a long year so far, jam-packed and fun-filled, yes? And here we are in June, quickly approaching summertime. And the seed of awakening for this month is holy boldness. Isn't that juicy? Holy boldness, Batman. We're going to get spiritual in here. Woo! And so today's talk title is Fired Up. And it was funny, I was sharing it with Jimmy, and he's like, oh, that's not you at all. Fired up. Like, I get fired up, you know, and I've really been with this topic all week, as I normally am. And so it is this fire in your soul that propels you into action, and it is that fire within us that propels us forward and confirms that we are truly spirit informed, you know? And so this fire in the belly is something that we all carry with us. Holy boldness is what's necessary, and it is necessary conviction for us for effective prayer. And so it's something we talk about in foundations class, having that fire in the belly, which is compassion, conviction and faith and belief and truly knowing what is so. Are you with me? Okay, so the meaning of being fired up in English is the energetic, determined, and full of strong feeling that is usually excitement or anger. So a fired up rabble stormed the building, for example. But I'm not speaking about the one related to anger today. I'm talking about being fired up, like excited about life, fired up about the divine, fired up, you know? Now, fired up as in the team came back after halftime, fired up and ready to pull ahead. Yes? All right, so have you ever been on fire about something and nothing could convince you otherwise? Anyone? Like you were on fire. You knew it was happening and you were going in that direction regardless. Yeah? Remember that feeling? What was that, right? You know, you can pull up memories from the past and shapeshift them and use those feelings that you conjure up in another area of your life where you're not doing so great or you feel like you could expand and grow some more. Did you know that? You can totally do that. And so pulling up that feeling right now automatically has you get fired up. Yeah, I love that. So the question is, where did that fire come from? Where did it come from? Like you knew, and you knew that you knew, and you were going for it. Yes? Where did that fire come from? As you reflect on it now, can you feel that fire and passion in you welling back up? Yes, right? Now, our imagine and recall can bring it and the drive behind it back to us again. And so people who say things like, I'm just not feeling it, well, you can activate it in your life. Wonder Twin powers, activate, right? Bring me the feeling of fired up. We activate things in our life, and we can't just expect to have other people get us fired up. You know, we've got to be able to conjure this up ourselves, within ourselves. And I'm not talking about just being fired up. I'm talking about love and joy and peace, wholeness, perfection, connection, prosperity, all of the goodness, yes? All of that good. It's up to us to activate it. So holy boldness is the fire in your soul that propels you to action. And it ignites the flame within and keeps it stoked and confirms that anything is possible in God. Anything is possible. Everything is possible. Holy boldness is the fire in the belly that is necessary for us in our prayer and in our lives every day. When I'm fired up and excited, I am ready to get going. I'm excited, like I feel like I jump out of bed in the morning, stoked about my day, you know? Now, when we're fired up with this holy boldness, anything is possible, and we know we're going to achieve it, and we know we're walking in the right direction, and we will not fail. There's no question about it, because we have God, and whoever has God lacks nothing. I call it God, you call it whatever you want, spirit, source, the divine, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, whatever it is. That's the thing of which I speak. So fired up and ready to go. Woo, right? There is energy and enthusiasm in being fired up and ready to go. So President Obama, back in the day, adopted a chant by Edith Childs in his 2016 campaign that exclaimed, "Fired up, ready to go." Yeah, whoa, she knows that one. Fired up, ready to go. This chant could wake up a room. It would wake up a room. Obama once said in a speech, one voice can change the room. One voice. If you can change the room, you can change a city. If you can change a city, you can change a state. If you can change a state, you can change a nation. If you can change a nation, you can change the world. If we change the world, if we can change the world, and we are making it a better place for all, then we are truly living into our vision of a world that works for everyone. Are you with me? Yes. All right, now we can change the world for the better and the best, for the good and the greatest ever yet. It's like we can't wrap our minds around that, you know? We can't wrap our minds around how actually amazingly, spectacularly good it could be. But just try to go there, right? Try to get there, you know? Because as we lift our own selves up, lift our own consciousness up with our thoughts and our thinking and the words we speak, we're automatically raising the vibration for ourselves and our lives, and we raise the vibration for all those around us. Thank you. Amen. It's happening, you know? And so we're all here today together to raise the vibration, and when we leave from here, we're going to be vibing at a new frequency, a different frequency than when we came in. And we get to share that with others. Wherever you go, right, you're not even going to know that you're doing it. You're just going to be joyful and happy, and there's like a buzz that's coming from you. You're going to work. People are going to be, wow, you got some energy, girl. Woo, you're fired up. And she's just going to have this smile and this glow about her, yes? That is so cool. I love it. All right, so that's what happens when you're fired up in spirit and ready to live your best life yet in holy boldness. When we feel like anything is possible and we're ready to tackle whatever life brings us, we have an attitude of zest and zeal for life, the two Z's. I love those words. Zest and zeal. Those are your words for the week, right? Zest and zeal. Woo! Zest. I am filled with zest. Why don't you try saying that? I am filled with zest. Woo! All right. We're fired up and ready, willing, and able to do what needs to be done. So being fired up comes naturally for me when it's something I'm passionate about. And so, in case you haven't noticed, I'm very passionate about spirituality. I'm very passionate about our spiritual nature. I'm very passionate about the divine. I'm passionate about it. I'm very passionate about the science of mind teaching and new thought. I am very passionate about being in community together, and I'm passionate about this because this has completely transformed my life. Like everything has changed. I am completely unrecognizable in comparison to the me of the past, like 20 years ago, right? I'm so completely different. And so living this life of beauty and courting the divine and feeling and experiencing love and embodying oneness and having flashes of illumination about the love of God that lives within me and courting the divine and getting to experience oneness in a way that is mind-blowing, that you can't describe it. You can really try really hard, and I try oftentimes on Sundays, but it's a feeling, right? So it's about our experience. Whatever is happening is your experience of life. This is it. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is it, right? This is it. This is the opening night, and you only have one show. in this particular form, yes. And so it's up to us to be happy and be passionate about what it is that we love and what we want to do with our lives. So my deepest desire is to assist others in waking up to their own divine nature and assisting them in nurturing a personal relationship with the God of their understanding, because that changes everything, right? That will totally rearrange your life and that's what's happening for all of us already. You're here, you already have a relationship with the divine of your understanding, whatever that is, and it's beautiful and it's powerful and it's life-changing, and it's never too late to start courting the divine. If this is your first time here today and you walked in the doors and you're sad about something, maybe there was a breakup or a loss or a diagnosis, today is your day. You have met the divine, and you're going to continue to meet the divine throughout this day. In this message, in the music, in the prayer, in the fellowship afterwards, in the interviewing, in the video recording, all of this is God, and it is all good, and you are in the right place. Yes? Yes. Can you feel that? Woo! Wow, thank you. I'm so fired up about God's spirituality and this teaching. I'm ready to go. It's like, let's do this. I'm also very inspired by folks who are living out their purpose, and I get fired up about helping others discover what their purpose is for them, because it can change throughout life, right? I mean, it changes for me, and so we have our purpose, and then things change, Our lives are changing constantly. We're constantly evolving, and that's okay. And so I personally love the story of Michael Jordan. I'm sure you know. Who knows who Michael Jordan is? What? Can I get an amen? How about that? Michael Jordan, right? He's widely regarded as one of the greatest basketball players of all time. God bless you. Michael Jordan faced significant challenges early in his career. He was cut from his high school basketball team, which was a major blow to his aspirations. I heard, wow, right? What? Instead of giving up, he used this setback as motivation for him to work harder. And he ultimately became legendary, right? He became a legendary individual in the NBA with 6 championships and numerous accolades. So think of a time right now when someone told you you couldn't, or you wouldn't, or you shouldn't, or you can't. You're too something. Too old, you're the wrong gender, you're the wrong height, you don't have the ability, you can't do it. Anybody have anything? Yeah, most of us. That something is not the truth. That something is not the truth, right? And we can be like Michael Jordan and use that as motivation for ourselves, because we're fired up. We know, and we know that we know, and therefore we're unstoppable, unmessable with. That's what David Bruner said I was, and that's why I'm even here today, because I am unmessable with, right? I mean, the ministers on my panel to enter ministerial school were like, nope, she's not ready. And the dean of the school said, hey, Elizabeth, they said, nope, you're not ready. And I said, yes, I am. Yes, I am. And he said, all right, let's do this. And I started school. What? Ooh, I got the God bumps. What is that? Who says that? Who says that? They don't know. They don't know who I am. They don't know what my calling is. They can pretend to. And I'm not ready to fit into their box. But God says I'm ready, and I'm doing this. And then I proceeded to have my face ripped off by spiritual awakening. Like we think we're going to just enter this Garden of Eden and it's going to be like rainbows and unicorns. And then slowly we're just undoing all the stuff that got placed on us for all the years, right? I mean that in the funniest way, because it was challenging at the time, you know, when we face our obstacles, when we face the illusions that we've held for so long. They're kind of funny, but sometimes it hurts to let them go. And it's like, well, who am I without that story, you know? You're God in form. You are magnificent. You are brilliant. You are beloved. You are amazing. And you are all of that. And so, oh, thank you. Woo! Yes, thank you. I even remember a time when someone told me I wasn't spiritual. What? What? I think I was already in ministerial school, and this person told me I wasn't spiritual, and I thought, this guy doesn't even know me. But at the same time, I thought, what is it about me that I'm giving off that's causing people to bring? Well, I don't necessarily think that we're giving that off aside from maybe us doubting ourselves. See, people are tuned into that. And they're tuned into our doubt on an unconscious level. If we're walking through life without conviction, without faith, without believing, without knowing the truth, people pick up on it and they sense there's a little something off, but they can't figure it out. Not you, though, not us. You're all here and you already have this inkling of it, right? You already have this inkling, whether it's an inkling or this massive awareness, you know? It can be both. But there's something in you that already knows, and that's what brings you here. And so you guys are all moving through the world with this faith and this conviction. And it's up to us to bring that to other people and help them, right? We're the light bringers. We're the way showers. We're here to help light up the world just by being who we are and who we came here to be. So my career as a spiritual leader is just now taking off. I mean, I started back in 2012. But it's just now taking off, and I'm looking forward to many more years in ministry and being fired up from Spirit to keep going, you know? I'm in my 50s, and this career is just getting started. How cool is that? Yeah, right? Woo! I mean, I think about Laura Ingalls Wilder, Grandma Moses, and Harry Bernstein, and I wanted to bring them to your attention here because Laura Ingalls Wilder is best known for Little House on the Prairie. Remember that show? Yeah. And so she started writing that book in her 60s. Right, exactly. Her first book, Little House in the Big Woods, was published when she was 65. And the series, which is based on her childhood in a pioneer family, became popular and remains classic in children's literature. I mean, who doesn't know Little House on the Prairie? Yes? And then number 2, Grandma Moses. Have you heard of her? Yeah. Grandma Moses, Anna Mary Robertson Moses, began her career as a painter in her late 70s. What? She had always enjoyed art, but did not seriously pursue painting until arthritis made it difficult for her to continue her embroidery work. And so she pursued painting. Her folk art paintings quickly gained popularity, and she became a celebrated artist. She held her first solo exhibition in 1940 at the age of 80. Right? Wow, yeah. She deserves that, yeah. And her works are now displayed in museums around the world. And then there's Harry Bernstein. Harry Bernstein achieved literary fame in his 90s, right? He wrote his first published book, The Invisible Wall, a love story that broke barriers at the age of 93. The memoir, which details his childhood in a Jewish ghetto in England, was widely acclaimed and led to several more published works. Bernstein's success as a writer came after a lifetime of relative obscurity, demonstrating that it's never too late to achieve one's dreams. Friends, Ernest Holmes observed that true imagination is not fanciful daydreaming. It's fire from heaven. That means that the ideas that you're getting, these things that are dropping into you, and you go, that's a crazy idea. I don't know how that's going to happen. I heard some giggles because you do that, right? It's actually fire from heaven. So God doesn't provide a vision without the provision. You get that? I'll say it again. God does not provide a vision without a provision. You don't get the seeds without inherently within the seed how it will work. You don't need to know, but there is a provision. And you are called to be aware and awake enough to take the steps toward it and be with it and present, yes? Oh, I see lots of smiles. Are there seeds in your lives right now, little morsels of ideas that have been dropping in, and you go, oh, well, wouldn't that be lovely? Wouldn't that be lovely? I've had something. Mine has been crystal bowls sound healing. Now, this has been coming into my life for like the last 6 or 7 years. And I'm like, I'm not a musician. I'm not, but it's like these bowls are very healing and very relaxing and meditative, and it just keeps calling me, right? And it's like spirit just keeps on. It's not going to let up. And so a couple of weeks ago, I went and tried out these bowls, and they were like the amazing alchemy, crystal tones, blah, 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 right? Fancy bowls. But I bonded with these bowls, and it was like these bowls, Susan. These bowls are like little beings, and I haven't not thought about them every day since that day. Right? It's a trip, man. And so, anyway, that thing, right? I don't know how. These are some pretty amazing bowls, but Spirit knows. I don't have to know the how. Spirit knows the how. And I'll just continue to say yes and keep it in my prayer, right? Yes, that's how it works. And so, being fired up, my friends, is a subtle but obvious shift, a necessary shift for us. We're called to speak our prayers and our affirmations with conviction, firm and clear, believing it to be true with full faith, and then we watch it come into form. We get to watch it come into form, and it's happening. It is happening. So, as this is our month of holy boldness, may I be so bold as to say that rest is a spiritual practice? Amen. Amen. Yes, a woman. Rest is a spiritual practice, friends. Our book of the month for the month of June is not a book, it's a deck of cards. How fun is that? I know. And so it's called the Nap Ministries Rest Deck. And these are 50 practices to resist grind culture by Tricia Hersey. And so I'm totally into this, and I've decided I'm going to be pulling one card a day to practice, and I invite you to join me in this wonderful practice of resting and resisting grind culture, really resting your body, mind, spirit, right? So I wanted to share, these are really powerful, so let's see. I pulled this one on day 1. I will imagine what my body needs. I will daydream for freedom. Right? And on the back, there is a writing. And so the writing says, you have permission to experiment with what rest can do for your body and mind. This is about more than naps. Rest is anything that allows you to connect your body with your mind. Slowly enter the portal of rest, and while you are there, you will find abundance. Yes. Exhaustion resides in a space of scarcity. That really got me. Rest is abundance. Rest is yours now. Rest is imagination work, and the time to rest is now. Wow. So that was on my mind yesterday, and I had so many things to do, but I wasn't pushing myself. I thought, I'm going to do the most important things, the things that I need to do today, which is to get myself ready for this day to be with you guys and be in prayer and meditation and take care of myself and rest. I can do the other stuff, all the busy work that needs to get done tomorrow afternoon, right? That's not procrastination. That's taking care of myself. That's taking care of myself. Rest is a spiritual practice. I love that. Now today, I drew this card. Rest does not have to be earned. Isn't that brilliant? Rest does not have to be earned. That means you don't have to do all of this work and then rest. You don't have to earn it by doing a bunch of things. You already deserve it. Rest does not have to be earned. Wow. Now this says every time you pull this card, repeat this phrase at least 5 times. Rest does not have to be earned. 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 Whisper it silently. Boldly proclaim it. Write it down over and over again. Place this card in your bathroom, on the counter. Place it in your office, next to your bed. Place it over your heart. You don't have to earn rest. It is your birthright. Can I get an amen? Right? Wow. Okay, so wait a minute, Reverend Elizabeth. You're saying I got to get fired up, but I also need to rest. Yes. Yes. God bless you, my love. Yes. You're going to get fired up and you need to rest. Because when we're fired up, we're putting out a lot of energy, aren't we? We're fired up. Life is good, life is amazing, and I've got things to be. I've got things to do and be, and I'm ready, I'm fired up. And now it's time to rest. Just had a flash of Mr. Rogers, right? Because this is all about balance, this is all about harmony, isn't it? We don't want to get so fired up that we forget to rest. Right? We're going to balance it out. We're fired up. Holy boldness and rest is our spiritual practice for this month. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah. Now, I also want to share with you all that there's a thing called a pilgrimage. How many of you have ever taken a pilgrimage? A few of you. Now, a pilgrimage is a sacred journey to a holy place, usually, for a spiritual purpose. It can be a physical journey to a place of significance, to a particular religious belief system, or it can be a general description of personal growth and exploration. You guys have heard of things like Vision Quest or Agape Revelations. I mean, that in itself is that's a spiritual pilgrimage if I ever saw one or had one. That's just 3 days, It doesn't have to be this huge thing. I've been on spiritual pilgrimages. My biggest one is India. I went to India for a month, and that was life-changing. And as I was traveling to my destination, there were also a lot of people from within the country going to the same place because they're supposed to do this pilgrimage by the time they reach a certain age. And that was cool to see, like, oh, I'm on this pilgrimage. I've done pilgrimages to Asilomar on silent retreat. That is totally a pilgrimage, for 3 nights or 5 nights to be in total silence, yes? What kind of pilgrimage have you done? Let's hear 1 or 2. Silent meditation retreat, yes. Backpacking in the wilderness, absolutely. Went to Egypt, yeah, that's a pilgrimage, absolutely. Staring at the ocean, right? A pilgrimage. It could be camping, or a hike. A hike is a pilgrimage for me. I set out on a journey, especially if it's like more than 3 miles. It's a pilgrimage, right? I mean, my hike to Mount Whitney, that was a pilgrimage. Riding in the AIDS Life Cycle bike ride, not once, not twice, but 5 times. Pilgrimage, pilgrimage, pilgrimage. Because when I went out, there was all this stuff happening to prepare me. And then I went out and had my intentions of how I was going to be. And then I came back totally transformed. Stuff happens, right? When you're in a pilgrimage, it's like we're being rearranged on the inside. So there's a shifting and gifting and lifting. We're getting out of our daily routine and into the present moment, into the nowness of the moment where everything is happening. Have you noticed? Yeah. Like everything's happening right here, right? Outside of our heads, right here, right now. And it's really a transforming experience. So pilgrims are different than tourists because pilgrims are traveling for spiritual reasons, like searching for meaning, searching for purpose or values, searching for truth. Maybe there's a big decision that needs to be made in your life. You go on a pilgrimage to listen, yes, to get the answers that you need. And the experience can really be transient and removes us from our home environment and identity, leading to our personal transformation. And so I'm sharing all of this about a pilgrimage because Spirit has been talking to me again about a pilgrimage. And so I am being called by the divine to lead a pilgrimage to Bali. Have you guys heard of Bali? Bali is the island of the gods, and it is a magnificent place for a spiritual journey, and there's a partnership with a company called Spirit Tours, and so we're going to have like a welcome call, an informational call for anyone who is interested in going to Bali on a spiritual pilgrimage with me. You can talk to me. You want to go? Okay. You can talk to me after the service and give me your info. It's not going to hurt you to get on the call and hear what's up, right? And we're talking October 2025. And so that's plenty of time to save some money. and they have payment plans and everything. So that's very exciting. And so I just wanted to share that. And I want you to consider how your life is also like a pilgrimage, you know? And consider these journeys that you're taking, even your journey to come here. It's kind of like a pilgrimage, you know, and then you're going to leave and you've been transformed prayerfully. And so I'm going to start to wrap it up here. And as I do, I'm going to invite the musicians to come on up and prepare for our closing song. And by the way, you may have noticed that my husband is not here today, Travis, and he is taking the day off. So this is moving month for us, and so he's working on stuff at home. Yes, packing up boxes and doing all the good stuff and helping us in that way. Let's send Travis some love. Woo! Yeah, and so to wrap it up, my friends, when we're fired up in life, we are ready to proceed on our path of completion. There is nothing that can stop, deter, or slow us down. If we hit a roadblock or obstacle, we move through it or we go around it. Yes? When we're fired up with holy boldness to propel us, we're not only revved up with inspiration, motivation, and readiness, we are also willing to step outside of our comfort zones and try something new or maybe something we think to be difficult. We're ready, we're fired up, we're willing to be a pioneer. We are willing to be a path leader. We're willing to be a path builder and a leader creating a new way out of no way. We're ready. And so being fired up requires an inner conviction, fortitude, and resilience to get back up if we fall. Knowing we grow stronger and wiser with each step. As we cultivate our consciousness of courage, conviction, and commitment, we become fired up with holy boldness as the wind beneath our wings. And so the call to action for this week is to ask yourself these questions. What am I fired up about? Number 2, is there anything preventing me from being fired up? And if so, how do I address it? And lastly, I'll leave you with this. Fired up, ready to go. Fired up, ready to go. I'm fired up, ready to go. All right, let's turn our attention inward. And join me in this space within, which is the space of love and wholeness and divine perfection. This is the space where I know that Spirit is all that there is. It is all that there ever was, and it is all that there ever will be. And I'm so grateful in this moment to place my conscious and focused attention on this thing that I call God, this presence of love, Spirit, divine. It is so good. And as I place my conscious attention on it, I can relax because I begin to merge with the presence itself. I begin to identify with it. And in my identification, there is a oneness that happens. And in that oneness, I realize and recognize that Spirit is expressing itself in me, as me, and through me right now. And if that is the case, and if Spirit is wanting to express itself and live its life of beauty and glory and victory through me, who am I to stop it? Why would I? Spirit wants to love through me. Spirit wants to know itself in a particular way constantly through me and as me in my life, and I am called to let it. I let it be. And I know this is true for each one of us, and that we can each experience being fired up and ready to go. Fired up and ready to go. Because Spirit is fired up and ready to go. We may be tired, but Spirit is fired up and ready to go. And so in that, I know that I can go forward from here in the expression of being fired up and ready to go. And I know that my whole experience, my frequency on this planet has transformed. And I am a place where God is. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where Spirit is moving and being and loving and living through me. And people are drawn to that. And people feel that loving energy. It's like we have a secret. And wherever we find ourselves going forward from here, we feel this secret. And the secret is love. And the secret is beauty. And the secret is wholeness and perfection and prosperity and abundance. And it actually evokes this giddy sense of joy within us. And so wherever we find ourselves going forward from here the rest of our days and through this week, we experience that joyful giddiness of God. And it is so good. And I am so grateful, and I know that this day is blessed, and the rest of our week is blessed. Our lives are truly blessed. All of our needs are met. God is so good, and I am so grateful as I release this prayer into the loving and creative action of the law, where I know it is done, and Spirit says yes, and it returns multiplied abundantly, because that's the way it works. And so it is. Yes. Thank you.
You might slip, you might slide, stumble and fall by the roadside, but don't ever let nobody drag your spirit down. Don't let nobody drag your spirit down. 'Cause we're walking up to heaven. Don't let nobody turn you around. Walk with the rich, walk with the poor. Learn from everyone. You know that's what this life is for. But don't you ever let nobody drag your spirit down.
Don't let nobody drag your spirit down.
Remember, we're walking up to heaven. Don't let nobody turn you around.
Some say yes, some say no. Some people wait and say which way the wind's gonna blow. But don't you ever let nobody drag your spirit down. Remember, you're walking up to heaven. Don't let nobody turn you around. Take another one, Steve. Go, Steve, take another.
I might say things that sound a little strange to you. I might preach the gospel cause I believe that it's true. But don't ever let nobody drag your spirit down.
Don't let nobody drag your spirit down.
You see, we're walking up to heaven. Don't let nobody drag you around. You might slip.
You might slip.
You might slide.
You might slide.
Stumble and fall.
Stumble and fall.
There by the roadside. But don't ever let nobody drag your spirit down. You see, we're walking up to heaven. Walking up to heaven. Yeah, we're walking up to heaven. Don't let nobody drag you down.
All right. Well, I got our first sign up for Bali. Yeah, how cool is that? Okay, my friends, will the ushers please come forward? It's now time for our conscious giving. And so, Zoomers, or I'm sorry, live streamers, however you're viewing us on YouTube or Zoom or Facebook or Instagram or wherever, right? There's so many opportunities and possibilities. You can make a donation by going to paypal.me/awakeningways. And you can either use PayPal or a debit card to donate through that way. And you can also send us a check at our office. And I want everyone to know that this service and everything that happens here in this room, you know, and the whole entire Awakening Ways Center for Spiritual Living is run by our donations. And so thank you in advance. And we have a giving affirmation. I invite you to take your gift and place it over your heart. And please repeat after me. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source.
Oh, my goodness. Well, let's just take a moment. We are fired up. I can tell that. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful for the gifts, the financial abundance that comes to Awakening Ways Center for Spiritual Living, because I know it does great work in the world. And I'm very grateful for that. And I'm grateful that we are all taking this joyful, enthusiastic fire in our bellies out into the world, because we are changing our community. We are changing our world. And so I give thanks for that. And I know that there's nothing else I need to do but just release this prayer, and so it is.
Beautiful. All right, it's now time for our announcements, and we have double duty here with Delon today. Woo! Thank you, Delon.
So we do have announcements. This is it. The Gourmets for God fundraiser bidding is officially closed at the end of the service today, so run over there. The winning bidders will be notified at the beginning of next week. A huge thank you to all of the wonderful hosts creating these 10 events. Thank you. So today is the day we're filming interviews with members of our community for a promotional video being produced for Awakening Ways by Gina DiGirolamo and her cousin Noah, who is visiting from Italy. If you'd like to be part of this by sharing what you love about this community, see Gina. Another Gina Jenkins, is presenting Yada yoga classes every Monday at 9 and every Thursday, 9 a.m., and every Thursday at 7 p.m. at our offices on El Camino Real. These are ongoing classes, and the suggested love offering is $20. No one will be turned away, and there is also package discounts available. So check out the sign-up sheet over at the info table. And now is time to get your ticket for the Soul Serenity Retreat with Karen Drucker and Gary Lynn Floyd. The retreat and concert are on Sunday, June 15th, right here at the Pavilion. For $129, you get to participate in the retreat, enjoy lunch, attend the concert later that evening, For $30, you can attend the concert only. If you want to attend the retreat and are experiencing a temporary financial challenge, see Reverend Elizabeth or Susan. And I'd like to invite Susan up to say a few words.
Okay, picture yourself here in a room with like-minded people. That's not hard to do. We are that right now. Singing, moving, meditating, journaling, all in a safe, supportive container of bliss and love. In this mini retreat day of self-nurturing, we will connect with our soul and each other to drop into that state of serenity. We will start off with morning bliss, a sacred way to bring in the day with positive affirmational chants, prayers, journaling, meditation, and gentle movement. We will talk about the practical tools you can use when life just gets a little wacky and you need to connect with your center again. After a wonderful lunch, we will dive deeper into those tools with creativity and how to bring these practices into your life. This mini retreat is for you if you want to be uplifted by music that inspires and heals, gain clarity on the next step or steps in your life, create stronger boundaries to stay balanced and centered, walk away with tools on how to practice radical self-care, sing, laugh, make new friends, and return home with a faith lift. Now, who doesn't want that? So please see Reverend Elizabeth, see me. We want you to be there, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Yeah, it's going to be great. And on Sunday, June 16th, Karen and Gary will provide the music and the message for our service. So we have printed flyers for this event that have a QR code for purchasing tickets. Please help spread the word. So pick up one of those to post at your favorite coffee house or bookstore or wherever. Our book of the month for June is not a book, but a deck of inspirational cards. Here and here. Cool looking deck. And Knapp Ministries Rest Deck. 50 practices to resist grind culture. So Reverend Elizabeth has shared some of those with you. The deck is available back here at the table for $22. Also, the May-June Science of Mind magazine is available at the back for $10. And a big shout out to all of our volunteers and wonderful community.
Okay, do we have Sonia here today with children? Is Sonia out there, Mo? I thought I saw her, but maybe not. Okay, let's circle up for our benediction and call and response. And how long do we have the room for? Till 1? 1 more hour, yeah. Oh, good. Okay. Good. Awesome. I want to be right here with you two beauties. Get fired up. Ready to go. Hey. It's a great day, huh? Okay, actually, I'm going to, just for a moment. All right, friends, won't you know with me that you are never alone, that God is where you are right now and always, and all that we ever need do is turn within, and it is here we will find we are guided, sustained, directed, and inspired by a source that knows only good. Joyously let us make use of these gifts in all that we think, in all that we say, and in all that we do. Please repeat after me, something wonderful is happening as me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in my relationships. Life is everywhere. I think it. I feel it. I believe it. I express it. I accept it. Just the way that it is. And just the way that it is not. Thank you, life.
May I be filled